Claire, and this is where the crews can make a huge difference. George Russell's in, Perez, Ocon, Alonso. No, he stays out. Hamilton also into the pits. Decent stop there for Max Verstappen. Then double stacking there for Checo. And out comes Charles Leclerc, and in comes Lewis Hamilton. Just see choreographed. Very neatly done. There is George Russell coming in as Esteban Ocon makes his way out onto the racetrack, and the race currently being led by Fernando Alonso, who stayed out, and Daniel Ricciardo with Mick Schumacher third, and then Max Verstappen in fourth on the intermediate tyres.
Fernando Alonso into the pits. It's not raining any harder, so I think the safety car, unless someone has an accident, is unlikely. That's Fernando straight in front of me, who pits. Nice stop, Alpine. Nice stop. Let's see where he ends up. There was Daniel Ricciardo. There was very definitely an unsafe release of Lance Stroll into the path of a Haas. Maybe we'll see a replay.
And down the main straight, Max Verstappen on the intermediate tyres, getting past. Max Verstappen has taken the checkered flag to win the Japanese Grand Prix. It's a 12th win of the season. Leclerc goes across the rumble strip. Perez tries to get him on the outside of the final corner. Leclerc comes home to take second place ahead of Sergio Perez. They might have a look at that in the steward's room after this race. The winning margin at nearly 30 seconds. 30 seconds. We only had 28 laps of racing.
That's crazy.
Charlie got a 5-second penalty there after the little sort of race we had with Sergio, world champion. Oh, what can I say? Incredible, of course. Great spectacle to be doing here. From all the Honda people, all the Japanese fans. Incredible. Yeah, but what a year, though. He's been he's off.
And Formula One is racing for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's going to be even. Immediately into the slipstream. Verstappen is holding the inside line. How brave is Carlos Sainz feeling? He's going wheel to wheel. Dare he go around the outside into turn one? He's run out of road. Hamilton is up to P3. Could get better. Contact. Lando Norris loses a bit of his front wing. George Russell was off the road in the background. Carlos Sainz got close. He did not get by. Hamilton up to P3. And then Sainz in second. Wheel to wheel goes the Aston Martin. Stroll trying to go around the outside. Disaster for Lando Norris. We've not seen much of him because of the overtaking action behind him on track. This is one of the few risks the Red Bulls race. You can say goodbye to that comment because it's 2.2 seconds, and that is a team and driver in the form of their lives at the moment as he chases a third Spanish Grand Prix victory today.
Yeah, tight in banjo, but we've seen some of the other victories. You know how much you have to work in 28 a second out on track. So that is a perfect example in a digital world, just driven to perfect harmony.
Watch the grandstands. Watch any camera angle we can find. If the ponchos go on, if we have the umbrellas going up, there is minor rain being reported over the circuit at the moment, and then it turns into major rain nearby, but crucially, our information not over the racetrack.
Just spots around, and that's all that's been reported so far. And the lap times are coming in very quickly. Russell with the fastest lap, trading blows with Verstappen and Hamilton out front as well. So no lack of grip. You know, there's a couple of spots on the visor which can sometimes just be a little bit disconcerting, can't it, David?
Yeah, can indeed. And we could be looking at a double podium here for the same. Russell's got 6 seconds behind Sainz. He's going to eat into that Ferrari very quickly indeed, and the Spanish dream seems to be crumbling.
But even last season looks a much better prospect than this season for Ferrari.
They've actually thought on this time.
Oh, that was amazing. And that's it. Someone else with at the break, the front is overheating.
It's an interesting way to describe it. Overheating. He's not blocking it under rotating and flat spotting the tyre, but the tyre just isn't giving him the grip.
Triple going to work, soft tyres on. He really wasn't enjoying the hard tyre. He obviously had the margin. He's going to come out in the lead, having gone through all of that. There will Joe enough not to worry about making any errors with the wheel guns. Verstappen wanting most tyre available if we get boxing rain towards the end of the race. But I think that chance is receding. Just to update you on Max Verstappen, he's had the black and white warning flag for getting up to his last warning for track limits.
The third stroke on
Well,
Now we get the black and white flag. You are 18 seconds ahead. Hamilton, no risk or violence.
looks like fun.
73. Like I say, you've been given a black and white flag, so we cannot afford anything.
Verstappen has turned the whip up on that last lap and done a 1:16.3.
Now can you bring it home within the white lines? Thank you.
Yeah.
He has been absolutely unchallenged. The man who won his first Grand Prix here in 2016 has swept them all away once again. Round the final corner for the final time, the Dutch driver will see their checkered flag first, and it's win number 40 in Formula One for Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen wins the Spanish Grand Prix to win 3 in a row, lead every lap, and dominate proceedings. At the Circuit de Catalunya, Barcelona, a brilliant performance.
Well controlled, Max. Another win.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Again, very lucky so this.
Well done, Max. That was mega. Very well controlled. Even though you went over the white lines a few times.
Yeah, just we did deliberately. It's a big pleasure to drive with a car like this. And I think it showed yesterday. We have quite a lot of different tire strategies out there. I think for most of the race we're on the right one, but yeah, again a win here, it's incredible.
Lance Stroll finds himself off the road on the formation lap, and he has got himself into difficulty at turn number 4. I think we're going to need an aborted start here because he's stuck in the gravel, and for the second year in a row, a car finds themselves out on the formation lap. We're down to 70 laps for the Grand Prix. The start is aborted. A second formation lap now in progress.
Full of pictures as part of the one race one.
Yeah, all sorts of procedures have been proved here, Max. Should not have started.
Yeah, you have to wait for a green light.
Lando Norris noted for a starting procedure infringement. Did Lando begin the second formation lap before the green lights were illuminated? The Sao Paulo Grand Prix is underway. From the line, good reaction time for George Russell. The lead for George Russell. The Mercedes man gets by. Esteban Ocon forces his way past the 2 lead cars, or at least he's trying to. Yuki Tsunoda hangs on to 3rd position as Lewis Hamilton is all over the curb. Here is Oscar Piastri toughing it out with Fernando Alonso. Alonso in the green Aston Martin. And now you've got Piastri moving out of the wheel tracks. They're on the intermediate tyres. They're looking for a way by. This is the turn number 4. This is a chance for Fernando Alonso. Wide moment now for Liam Lawson. Allows Alonso to keep the place on the way in. But Piastri kept it pinned on the way out. And he's able to go past the 2-time world champion.
Now side by side, the Sauber on the Haas, Ollie Behrman trying to hold on that position.
And round goes Checo. Sergio Perez spins round the Red Bull, keeps the engine going, and he will rejoin. Norris again cannot convert into leading lap 1 of the contest. And through the spray, having a go at Lewis Hamilton. Taking 10th place. The man on the charge. The championship leader on the attack. Max Verstappen up to P10. Let's have a look at Oliver Behrman. He got a penalty, 10-second time penalty for causing a collision.
Ollie, we have a 10-second penalty for the collision with Corvette.
Right. Max Verstappen looking to make another move up against Pierre Gasly, and Verstappen comfortably takes 9th position. That was a replay of Max Verstappen getting past Fernando Alonso. Here we go with Max Verstappen in another lead right now. Wasn't even a contest. The man showing us why he's a 3-time world champion. Max Verstappen hasn't won since the Spanish Grand Prix. And there won't be a contest there. That's the junior team not fighting the senior team. Another position gained. Lawson knows who he wants to join next year, and he doesn't fight it.
Piastri, I believe, on Lawson.
So yeah, this was the spin round for Liam Lawson from Oscar Piastri. And they've got a 10-second penalty for this. Hulkenberg is spun. I can see it out of the commentary box window. There he is as the rain hammers down. And Hulkenberg, usually so reliable when the rain has gone off. Can the leaders make it through? It's getting right on the limit. This is all about keeping the car pointing in the right direction. The virtual safety car is out to neutralise the race. Control Alt Delete. And we go again. All right. Well done. George Russell cannot cope with the car on the circuit any longer. The top two felt the need to come into the pits and take on new tyres, and Russell gets out ahead. Esteban Ocon rolls the dice. He's hoping now for a full stoppage with these conditions.
Look at the water on the racetrack. They've absolutely got to be contemplating calling this one, which would be devastating for Russell and Norris.
And look at the plumes of spray. Look at Lando Norris going through. It's barely raceable out there, but the British driver gets past his countryman. That is a crucial move to move up to fourth position. And the safety car is finally deployed to neutralise the race. Big crash into the wall for Franco Colapinto. Colapinto finds the barriers. It is a red flag. The race is interrupted with Esteban Ocon, the leader. That is how easy it is. Look at the damage it did. Confirmation that Hulkenberg received outside assistance. This is why he was shown the black flag. That flag is to disqualify a driver from the race. Esteban Ocon takes us back to racing condition, and there's a good opportunity further back in the pack for a pass. Side-by-side moves further back, for the top five are in the same order. Charles Leclerc got up to P6. Lawson completing the point scorers at the moment, and off the road goes Lando Norris. Lando Norris, can he stay ahead of George Russell? They go into turn number 5, a moment of massive consequence, and who's going to get the inside line? It's a high-speed corner. Norris has to back out of it. Round the outside to take the place goes George Russell. The different risk level being taken, and there's the evidence off the road into a tarmac runoff for Oliver Behrman, who nudges the barriers. Can he escape from there to keep his race going? But you could see some drivers were cautious, some were attacking, and for Behrman, that's the result.
The tires on Lando Norris had 6. Everybody had 6. They all changed during that red